everyone, this is Jurgita with Magic Pan Crafts, and today's thing I wanted to show you my plans for Maynia of 2020. And to be more specific, I'm planning to do Stitch-Wip-Maynia. So I want to whip those whips. I was very pumped up past few weeks, well, mostly last week in April, because I finished like 4 finishes and one also was almost finished. So I really want to do those whips to get closer, some to the end, some just closer to the path. And the majority, practically 98%, 99% of my whips are the ones that I also used the last year for Maynia. So all of them were started in May. A couple of them actually I put it aside. I'm not gonna work on this Maynia time because I have plenty as it is. And my plan is to do this. I'm not doing one every day. I usually did one every 2 days. So what I'm gonna do depends on my homework this month and what I'm hoping to work on, what's calling me and I can't put it down. So I might do something a little bit like for an hour at least or something, and then just stitch whatever I wanted. But anyway, so we're gonna start with my second or third eldest whip that I have right now. So it's this Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called What's This? And it's just like a line and lots of snow and those dots. Oh my goodness. It's 350 by 263, 87 colors. And I'll show you how much I have out of that stitch so far. And it's gonna be just this one. So yeah, the colors is different, and I'm stitching this on let's say 28 count off-white opalescent linen 2/1/2 stitch. And I started this on May 5th of 2017, so it's about time I touched again. Last time I touched it was in June 1st 2019, so that's like a whole fabric, which you can see. Because I'm doing over one, of course, so that's the whole width, and there's also the height. So I can show you what it looks like right now. It's been sitting there, and next time I would not stitch on the linen because linen is much softer kind of fabric here. So I really have to watch out. Right now it looks like also crooked, but it's not, how I put the stitches in. So it needs to be continental for sure, but that's what it looks like. And since I started in 17, I learned since then more, and all I've done is like I sort of marked in here pages, so page-wise, so it's not very big. So that's about the page that I've done, and some in here, so you can kind of tell the page size. So maybe somewhere in here would be his nose or something. I'm not sure. I haven't looked deeply at it, but that would be my first work, and as one of sort of babs of mine. So that would be my first. Let's go in the next one would be also by the, if you look by the age, it's this pattern. I've stitched quite a bit past year. It's a summer ball. I started this in May 16th, 2017 also. And last time I touched it is February 29th of 2020. And I'll show you what I have it so far. It's stitched on 32 count ivory Lugana 2/2, and the stitch count is, while I'm bringing you, stitch count is 478 by 128. So that's pretty big. And if you've never seen this before, the only thing I do differently is all the black color I'm using 3 threads of DMC instead of 2, and all the skin I'm doing 1/1 full cross of DMC. So I've done more than half. So just kind of show you slowly the scenery. The designers saying the Little Johns also have couple more scenes done in different styles, so that's where my ending is. So yeah, halfway I think was around this guy maybe, so I'm past the half point, and I chose this size of fabric and how to stitch because I picked a specific spot for it. It's been waiting for it. For the longest time I had it set aside because I couldn't find the pattern to do all the back stitching. I had it printed where all the backstitch markings were also black and white kind of thing. So as you can see, all the people faces especially puts much more in view when you put the backstitching, although up close it also looks like a big giant dark spots. But once you have a face stitched, and like this girl at the end, she doesn't have a face fully done, so to speak, stitch wise and outline, so it looks different than for example all those other people, you know, it's just was some kind of slight blobs. But I think the coverage is very nice looking, except like I said, black, which I liked to put in 3, and even with I think this guy might have just the top leg with 3 stitches, because after a while I stitch it, and after a while I'm like, I don't like how it looks like. But I think all these guys are having 3 threads with their outfits, so it looks much nicer. There's going to be a little bit of French knots in here also to put in, like a necklace jewelry kind of thing. So yeah, so that's my summer ball, and that would be number 2 on my list, which might not be number 2 in stitching pattern, but that's my second in those older lists. So that's number 2. Then number 3 would be a free pattern. Let me move this out of the way. Free pattern is by Brooks Books, and you probably might recognize this one too. It's called Stitcher's Alphabet. It's free on her website, among all quite a bit of other free patterns, so thank you, Brooke. This fabric is 28 count Witchell lambswool Joe blend. Each block is about 31 by 36, and I've started this in May 14, 2018, so it's a little bit younger than my previous ones. And last time I touched this one was in March 3rd, 2020, where I finished the F and made the frame for G. I had to do that for one of the homework parts, so it's slowly going. And as you can see, I can show you a little bit up close again. I'm doing 2 over 2 full stitches, but there's all kinds of different beads showing off, and some of different like stitches. For example, here with all 6 threads to make this I don't know, is that yarn or something like that. And you can see the Krynic shining and all kinds of stuff. So yep, that's only 6 letters done out of all of it, and that's how I'm gonna do sorry, all alphabets. It's gonna be 3, 5, 5, and the last one is gonna be 3 letters of the alphabet. And I have a spot picked also for this job, so I'm hoping to do, hopefully I can finish 1 letter this time. It's not something that I'm in a rush, it's just it's smaller kind of little finishes that I can do. Oh, those beads are just so shiny, right? So that would be number 3 on my StitchMaynia plans. Then I have practically half work done on a different project, which would be one of my plans to finish this year. It's a Stitching by the Sea by Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman, and I'll show you in a second what I have done. So the one portion I've done, which is the basket itself, this bottom one. So I've done stitching this, and I'm trying to remember where I wrote down what I'm stitching on. It's some kind of linen that's almost like a suggested one. I can't remember, I can't find it. So some of the threads I used are DMC threads, and some are over dyed, like Weeks Dye Works kind of threads, and so that's gonna be folding. The fabric is a little bit stiffer, so it was perfectly in the frame, I think 8 by 8, and I believe it's 32 count. So I like how the fishes turned out, and kind of I made it so this thread went on the bottom that is going to be darker, so it's going to fold up and it's going to look very nice. So the only thing left to do is the inside. I think I already have those, or maybe not, I don't know. I have several of those sets of her, that one with the coffee and all kinds of things. So some things are left in the basket, and oranges colors, I liked. It didn't look like a big changes, but you can kind of see gentle art bittersweet. Kind of can see the change in it. It's nice. That's what all the fishes that look like a goldfish to me. So that's like one of the colors, and my plan is to finish for this year. I don't know if I'll put it all together, because as you know, for me, FFOing is a really big headache. That and picking out the fabric to start the project with, especially my BAPs, where I can decide which size and fabric I want to do, or half stitch or a full stitch kind of thing. So that would be my number 4. Let me take this out and I'll show you number 5. And number 5 is this Melania Chateau by Gold Collection. It took me a while to hunt this kit down. You might know that I love Dimensions kits. There's few that I'm still hunting for reasonable price, and there's several of Lanarte kits that I'm looking out for it. But this was out of print, so to speak, for quite a while, and just the scenery kind of really attracted me. It was a lovely scenery. I've used in the past year and this year, I think. Yeah, and this year I did not stitch on this one. Last time I stitched was in December 4th, 2019. So I used for quite a bit of different types of homework. And I was stitching on suggested, fabric. So which is 14 count ivory Ada, and it's one of those softer ones. So let's see if I can fit it in. And what I was stitching was, it says I've started on May 5th, 2019. And so I just kind of started from a top of the clouds and went in, and then started doing all like a straight stitch and back stitching as I went. There's all kinds of mixing up with like a half stitches, especially you can see that in the water. You have a half stitches, and then there's like a long straight stitch. Some flowers have a full stitching, and then you have like a dirt, which is half stitching, and there's some little bit of like a back stitching in here done. So it's all kinds of mixes, and it's dimension gold, so of course it's going to be a little bit tougher to do, but that's what it is. And you can kind of see pretty much the whole width of it. So I'm not done half, maybe third of it, but you can see already people sitting in here, and there's a coach going to be a coach outline in here, and lots more greenery is going to be on the left side, as you can kind of look at the picture. So it's going to be all kinds of greenery and probably French knots. I haven't looked yet. And then it's going to be just blendy colors, of sandy colors of the castle, manor, or whatever, and some is going to be filling in with the like a clouds sky, which I'm sure it's a half stitch only. So, but there's going to be quite a bit of a back stitching to do in here too, and all around all the people, but it's a lovely design. So that would be my number 5. Then number 6 is Christmas wreath. Yes, you've seen it. You've seen it before. I've been stitching this year quite a bit on that. It got me hooked back on it. I bought a design from creator Jurgita on one of the Russian websites. She might have probably this on Etsy too, as a lot of those designers now have. I don't know why I was not so interested in last year this much. But this time it got hooked, maybe because I really didn't like stitching in the paper version compared to what I'm now stitching. I bought, it's called Cross Stitch Saga. That's not for PDF patterns, but different types of pattern saving creations. So I wrote to her and a few other designers that I bought patterns from, and I said, you know, I just got this pattern reading program, Saga, and could I get Saga's version? So they sent me, and I really fell in love stitching this through that program. It's much easier for me than paper, of course. So I've used this for quite a bit of homework and extra credit. And this one I've started first time in May 6, 2019, and last time I stitched it was March 24th, 2020. So I'll show you the progress. It's already slightly moved, but I'll show you how it looks to compare. So this is what you see, and its colors are practically 100% what it came out in my printing paper, right? And as you can see, I already started doing back stitching. There's quite a bit of like half stitching with one, full stitching with one thread, lots of different blends put in, but I think that's what it looks, makes it look much more like realistic. I can kind of show you up close. All those berries, those sleeves, makes it look much more realistic when doing those blends and different. So it's sort of like a dimensions would be, with except I don't think any of those designers do like with the 6 threads do half stitch. I don't think none of them do, but still quite a bit left to do, as you can see, to compare. So I kind of started through that side, and of course once I finish filling in all the blanks with the full stitches or half stitches, then I'm gonna continue doing back stitching for them. So that would be number 6. Then something that I did not stitch for a tiny bit longer, and you probably can recognize it. It's not on my to-do list this year, but I wanted to move a little bit. It's something different than regular stitching. It's this Count Dracula Tissue Box cover, and that's the first time I'm doing something that big and what it looks like. And I'll show you what I've done so far. Last time, let's see, first time I started is May 22nd, 2019, and the last time it was in September 16th. So this is the side panel, which is going to be one of these big ones, and that's where it's going to be the top. And tissue is going to come out, and his head is going to be stitched separately to add. And this is like an acrylic, just regular yarn that you would knit. That's all included in a kit. It was, if you never tried these things, plastic ones, the way it's marked on the pattern is not the same as the stitching, so I needed to make sure that I don't cut it wrong way. But that's what I have, and I'm hoping to at least fill out those two parts or spend hour or 2 hours during Mania. So that would be my number 7. Number 8 on my list is this Pana pillow. My little dragon is called cushion. Well, or a pillow. It's exactly that shape that I'll have to kind of put it together and cut it out myself. It came as a full kit. I started this also on the May 22nd, 2019, and last time I touched it, it was December 21st. So what's different is that this fabric that came is 11 count Aida, and so I have to stitch 4/1, and I've used the last year for lots of different homework. You can't even see this, but there you go. I'm gonna bring it kind of closer. So I decided to go from a top and just slowly fill in and go down. So all ahead is fully done, and I think those colors are just me, exactly me, and I love dragons. As you can see, I have more dragons. If you will ever watch my videos, all kinds of hide parts and knot, and what I'm working on this year. So that's what a dragon is, and that would make my number 8 in this year's Mania. So yeah, it's very cute. They have all kinds of different pillows and keep filling up. There's sepia tones, there's different creatures, and something for a kitchen, and I think I have this kitty or something, or another kitty, as you can see. So that's set aside. Let's go next. Next would be something that I want to finish at least a few things from this kit for this year, and this was AliExpress kit that they created as used to be dimensions kits that practically impossible to find online or even eBay, and I've seen a couple times that I found on eBay it was like over $100 for these kits. So that's called Timeless Elegance Ornaments, and it came with all the stuffing, all it's going to be golden cording and things like that. And my hope is to finish 2 of these this year, and that's what I have so far. I started them on the May 25th of 2019, and last time I stitched was in July 5th. So it's been quite a bit time passed, so I want to get on with this. And I just used those simple tack frames that I put in together, and marked a little bit 10 by 10s, and as you can see there's some blends that some have half stitching, some full stitching. There's going to be, I believe, beads in these parts, and there's all kinds of like golden cording and things. But compared to my hand, that's not small. As you can see, this is like a 7-inch frame. So this would be this first on the list, on the grouping, and I haven't decided which one would be second, because probably not blue, maybe green or one of those red ones as my second. So I want to just put some kind of dent in this Mania for this, and we'll see how it goes. So that would be my number 9. Number 10 is practically considered as a finish. It's this cube. Mouse is not included. I have mouse separately. I'm collecting different Jasnan's patterns, and just this top cube that you can see. And as you see, there's some beads. All the birds are stitched over one over one. I picked the fabric according to a picture, not what they were it was suggested, because this is a little bit brighter colors, as you will see, and the only thing left are some beading to do, and then put it all together, and I'll show you in a second. I don't know where I put it, where what type of fabric, but this is what it's looking as right now. As a whole thing, As you can see, there's some parts that not filled in, of course, and it's a very soft linen that I like the color of. And the only thing is left is going to be some of the beads in this top part. And then once it's all together, there's also beads were included with the pattern. Those big ones that do like in the corner, in the middle, and that will be it. So there was tiny bit of what you want to call it, like a back stitching done, but you can practically barely see it, as like around here, and there's a little bit cry neck. The hardest part was to do the birds over one, because it's like you have like a one stitch here and that's it, and then you have to see the opposite because not all four of them are the same. There's the two cardinals and two of these birds. I don't know which ones are which, but yep. So that's what the whole thing looks like. It's not big, it's fun to stitch, and it can be done by hand, like I've done in some parts, I think. I can't even remember. So this one I started May 29th last year, and the last time I touched it was December 30th, because I wanted to finish all of the stitching for this done. So pretty much, hopefully it's just one day's relaxed work to put in those beads and then set it aside until it's gonna be FFO'd and can be those big beads put in. So that would make my number 10. Number 11 would be my Lucas kit, cross-stitch kit, because some of them could be not cross-stitch but like needle point. So it's called Etude with Strawberries, and it came as a whole kit, as Lucas usually does, and I love strawberries, my family loves strawberries, and I just want to slowly work on this. I don't know why I'm not loving it. It was big mix, pattern is big and nice. It's just maybe because I wasn't marking the fabric or what, but it's going very slowly. I started this in May 30th 2019, and last time I touched it October 20th of 2019, and I'll show you how much I've done. I mainly just use it for like homework parts, and that's all there is. So I kind of went with the middle part. As you can see, it's got folded up. So that's the middle part, and those colors are really thrown around. I can't remember if there was mixed blends in here or not. I think there is, yes. Like this green, or maybe not. I can't remember. But it's gonna be long, of course, and as you can see, I always do my edges. I don't have a serger, so I just edge like this, and sometimes I run straight stitches through it with my sewing machine. But that's the whole fabric, so it's gonna take a while, maybe until it starts yelling at me. But right now other projects wanted to be finished first, but that's what I have so far. And I think this is 18 count fabric that came with the kit. Usually they tell you, and pattern is 348 by 103 height. So I think you could have yes, it's 18 count Ada. So that's all it is. I just want to put in a little bit work in that on my 11th number. Then that would be it, what I've started on one of the May days, but I want to also include a couple other works at least, and I'll show in a second. So one of them is of course gonna be something that I have to stitch, because I haven't stitched on this George piece since March, even though I put more stitching in March, but I need to get it on, because I have to stitch like over 3,000 stitches a month to keep up. And my piece is again just like a corner of the sky. There's quite a few floss tubers working on this project too. It's 112 of us, and it's already third year that we're working on, since 2018 in February. So I want to work on this. Also, I want to work and hopefully put the finish. I'll show you. Is the one I finished my April with, and it's a red ball ornament. So as you can see, the whole width is practically done on the top. There's going to be two more different colors, some back stitching, some finish, like over here, back stitching. You cannot tell his I don't know, his arm. There are a couple of whiskers that's going to be extending here, and this is only one color left to finish the bottom. And the way it's going to be is, let's see where I put my pattern. Found it. The way it's going to be is going to look like this, just a round ball. So I'll have to cut out and sew it all nicely together so there's no seams available, and they're will connect, and you're turning and you see those guys like that. This is what's the top supposed to look, and this is what the bottom's supposed to look on the very bottom once you connect all those parts, right? Like here parts. So never done this before. We'll see how it goes. It has 20 colors and 9 blends by Rinka Z Stitch Home pattern. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count. I picked because I didn't want to have a very big ball. You can stitch on any fabric you want. Very cute pattern, and this is right here. So that's on my plans to finish it hopefully in the month of May, because I got very excited, like I said, about finishing some stuff. So that, and there would be one new start, and I'll show you, I'll put in a picture what I'm hoping to stitch, and I have to stitch in the month of May in order to receive next month's freestyles pattern, and I'll put the picture here. And I just picked 32 count antique white that I had. This is what the April one looks like. We could have chosen to have a little knob on top and a little sort of tag attached that said April. I did not want that. I just want it as a round because I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna do it. But that's what the April is. First, we have to stitch just the regular stitches, which is full and half stitches, because all of this is filled in. And then once we send the picture of that finish, then we get all the back stitching pattern. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of back stitching, and each one is involved. So, and of course there is the blends, and with one thread stitching, and with two, of course, but they're cuties. So as you can see, I told you it's gonna be something connected with dragons again. So that would be my one planned new start for me. So all of other ones are just from a StitchMaynia, that my whips, I'm trying to whip them up to get closer, and I'm starting to feel a great call towards my big projects. Since I finished my Hate, I have several others that I want to move, including what's this with the lion that I showed you first. So I think I rattled out fast enough for you not to be bored, and I know I could have talked for a whole hour there slower. But I'm just excited, you know, and so many things I want to stitch, and I have to just catch up and stitch and finish some of, so I have excuse to start something new. I was really good so far without starting everything, and hopefully it will continue for a while like that, so I can knock down some of those whips. I had, to start the year, I had almost 30 whips, and I also started a couple. And that would be, I think, my third start, and this is going to be a whole 12 months plus bonus, I think. So I think I'm gonna leave you with this, and I was just curious if you could would like to guess which one I'm out of all of those let's say 14 whips. Well, you know I'm gonna finish probably the mouse ball, but which ones of these I'm gonna put in the most time and which of these might not get touched at all. Depends on my homework for Magical School of Stitches and Literature, so we'll see. And so don't forget to click send me comments. I'd love to hear from you, which one you like the most, and would like to see maybe this year also finished. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to click subscribe. I would be very happy. And if you're already been subscribing, thank you. And I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video. So tomorrow is going to be the start, and it's exciting. So yeah, until the next time, this was Jurgita with Magic Pond Crafts, and till then.